Hollywood wants Cat Williams dead.
Cat Williams recently spoke out against countless powerful Hollywood figures in a podcast with Shannon Sharpe, and they are not happy. What makes Cat's expose so dangerous is that tens of millions of people around the world believe he is telling the truth. This man is speaking against the evils of this world. Thank you, Cat Williams. This generation is hungry for the truth. Thank you, Cat, for speaking your truth. We absolutely believe you.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he
Does bro's chain say woke?
offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
Now, a lot of what Cat
What?
said in this podcast cannot be proven true or false, but because he is funny, a good storyteller, and most importantly confident with his words, this allowed him to convince millions that he's telling the truth. Plus, we all know that celebrities don't often speak their true thoughts on the industry or politics out of fear of being cancelled. However, some things he said are just straight up lies.
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year.
Alright, bro, yeah, we should have knew this was capping when he talking about 3,000 books. Bro, you know how hard it is to read one book? I tried reading a SpongeBob book. On God, that took me like 2 trimesters, bro.
From the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12. My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6,
And Shannon Sharpe actually believed him.
7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia
Dude.
set. You think you one of the smartest people in the world.
So apparently, Cat read the entire encyclopedia and read 8 non-fiction books every single day from age 8 to age 12. This is impossible, and it's a lie. Throughout this entire podcast, Cat slipped in bold-faced lies which massively contradicts his preaches of spreading the truth.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program.
Cat exists in this middle ground where nobody
Bro, Cat Williams low-key look like an older version of Snoop Dogg.
can really determine if he is telling the truth, if he is lying, if he's telling a joke, if he's on drugs, if he has a mental illness, or if he is clearly exposing the dark and sinister nature of Hollywood. So today, I am going to give you
Holy
as much context as possible so you
He's a thug!
nature of
What in
Hollywood.
the
Today, I am
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn, 10 times he's been arrested.
going to give you as possible so you can make that decision for yourself. Starting with his earliest introduction to Hollywood on the set of his very first movie, Friday After Next, where Cat played the
That's his
role
first
of Money
movie?
Mike. But in
Oh,
the
my
script,
butthole
Cat
itches.
alleged that Money Mike was originally supposed to be violently assaulted.
The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that
Wait,
be in
what?
his very first movie and say respectfully, the problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny.
Ice Cube, who wrote, produced, and acted in the film, denied these allegations.
Second thing I want to clear up, it was never, I would never shoot a scene.
What the f is wrong with bro? Like, bro, he lied about the reading books, but like, bro, he sounded so passionate when he said about the shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Ice Cube, you're sick, buddy. You're sick. You're a sick individual.
In a movie, especially
Yep, I'm taking all the NWA off my playlist, even though I don't listen to that bullshit anyways.
like Friday.
You're just like
where
Ice Cube. What?
You actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. If you check out any of my movies, they not raunchy.
But it's because Cat said things like this throughout his interview caused fans to cast doubt
Ice Cube,
on
a
anyone
freaky
who
ass
denied
nigga.
his claims.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Cat believes he has a more legitimate and honorable legacy than the other comedians he has been associated with throughout his career. These men, Cat says, have formed a gang in Hollywood that actively steal and or
That's Steve
blackball
Harvey?
young entertainers' careers, which drive
What is
them to
Steve Harvey
madness.
doing there? I thought he was a game
30
host.
years, they're a group. These aren't 3 random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. All of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets, and this is the age of truth. And,
What the
truth doesn't...
Bro, like, I didn't even watch this interview, but that sounds evil, bro. Like, that sounds like a whole lot of niggas getting spit in the butt in private rooms, going to parties. I never watched the interview, but I seen short clips of it. But I never seen it this deep into detail.
Tell lies.
Kat only mentions 3 of these group members by name: Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Ricky Smiley. But you will notice throughout the video he makes bold accusations about many other massive stars like Kevin Hart and Martin Lawrence. Are they also a part of the gang? Well, that's up for you to decide.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Anyways,
Yo.
let's start with Kat's claims that Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey stole
They're all
his
light-skinned.
material. But first, I'm going to attention for just a minute. Kat claims that both Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer have stolen jokes from him. Cedric did it first on the original Kings of Comedy tour in 2000, which at the time was the
Steve Harvey was a stand-up comedian?
highest grossing comedy tour in history.
What am I missing,
Steve Harvey,
bro?
Cedric the Entertainer, and
Thought bro's a
Bernie
fucking
playing
game show
sold-out
host.
arenas from coast to coast. The tour grossed over $18 million in its first year.
Damn.
In 1999, both Seagram Americas and HBO sponsored the tour. D.L. Hewley was added, and the 2-year
That's what I'm
gross
saying. Steve Harvey
exceeded
had hair?
$37 million. And at the exact same time of this tour,
Holy f***. Chad, I know
gross
you see it.
exceeded $37 million. And at the
That f***ing crowd looks like a Milk Dud f***ing brand, my nigga. Holy shit. I don't see a single white f***ing person in that. Not gonna lie.
exact same time of this tour, Kat was just starting to make a name for himself in Hollywood.
He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
This is the joke that Kat is referring to, which was
Nigga
originally
using the same
performed
jokes?
in
He just
1998
like me?
on BET's Comic View program.
You ever had your car radio up so loud that you couldn't hear the damn thing when it cut off? It looked like this. You flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
Using physical comedy, Kat mimics someone trying to assess why their car just broke down while
That shit was hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Holy f***, that shit was hilarious.
the music is blasting. The alleged theft came from Cedric the Entertainer 2 years later on the original Kings of Comedy tour, which was in 2000. The premise of Cedric's joke was that white people are obsessed with the moon and space. He says black people are not, but if they gotta go to space, then they would drive the spaceship like this.
We drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. Nigga, we get us a cigarette, nigga, we be in a space shuttle, nigga, like it's a 72 deuce, nigga, we get us.
Now when you consider
I can't, bro. Like, that shit is unfunny, bro. Like, I would be in a crowd, bro, with the fucking straightest face. I would have to be off of like 7 shots of Hennessy to laugh at that dumb.
the music
this nigga
cue,
tomatoes.
which is not very common in stand-up comedy, that already looks suspicious. Then the side-by-side comparison indicates Cedric makes very similar physical movements that Kat did. Cedric says he did not steal the joke, and that if Kat was so upset about it, he
Oh, he brought Cedric on that? Oh,
had opportunities to speak up.
Can't say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was
Kinda
one of
do.
those things like...
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Kat?
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like, dog, if you literally was that upset about it, like, dog,
just
why
step
you-
to him and say, hey,
yeah,
hey,
why
say
you
what
say
you-
nothing? Like, that don't even make sense.
But Kat says that Cedric
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, Cat Williams very tiny, bro. I feel like bro don't be standing up to niggas because, like, I mean, look how short he is. But he is funny. But, like, bro, y'all think he really got hands, bro? Y'all think Cat Williams got hands?
says that Cedric apologized about stealing the joke years ago and is now lying to the public that he never stole it in the first place.
Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Cat 30 times. Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie?
So imagine how a young Cat Williams felt seeing his best
Facts,
joke
he is
being
spit.
stolen by
He
one of the
spit.
biggest comedians in
Niggas
the
be
world
lying.
on the largest grossing comedy tour in history.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
Noticing all the backlash, Cedric responded to Cat's comments on Instagram. Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Cat's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims as his. Cedric added, I'm a grown-ass man, and none of that shit going to go like you think. Cedric isn't the only one that stole Cat's material. Steve Harvey's theft of Cat's jokes is arguably much worse. At the 2005 BET Comedy Awards, Steve Harvey
Bro, I had hair?
introduced a hot upcoming comedian to the stage by the name of Cat
Thought
Williams.
that was a wig.
And absolutely
Yo, I thought that shit for that cover art was a fucking
dominated
wig.
the crowd with his joke about gas
He really
prices.
had fucking hair.
The world is crazy right now. What is gas? $600 a damn gallon right now? I don't care how much money you got. Gas is entirely too high. Used to be, if you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard.
Then Steve Harvey did a joke about gas prices 3 years later in his comedy special, Still Trippin'.
Gas $4 a gallon. Can't even pump gas.
Alright, bro. This already alone, this setting, bro, is giving Sunday church choir, bro. Like, look at the age group difference. Like, that is grown folks in that stands.
Gas like you used
Just
to.
straight
no
old.
$4 a gallon. You remember when you used to go to pump and put the nozzle in there and hit it? Be sitting there talking, be on your phone. Hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
It's hard to see this as anything other than blatant theft, but Cat didn't stop there. He continued to expose Steve's long history of suspicious behavior. It started with why Bernie Mac quit the iconic Kings of Comedy tour.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy?
They consider that. After Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the Kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie, and I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you.
Now, there has been an infamous beef between Steve Harvey and the late Bernie Mac that fans have known about for years.
That's a real, sound like a real to me.
There were often arguments between the 4 comedians of who should be the closer or finale of the tour. Since Bernie was a much funnier comedian, Steve would get booed by the crowd when he performed after Bernie.
Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was gonna be called the Kings of Comedy, it was Steve's tour. These are the guys old.
Yo, it was Steve's tour and they were booing at him? That's embarrassing, bro. I would actually, like, myself.
In for him. Of course you gotta close if it's your tour.
Harvey
That's a fact, he has been.
eventually just ended up being the host of the tour and not performing a full stand-up routine because he just couldn't make the audience laugh as hard as Bernie. D.L. Hewley, who was also on the tour, even said that Steve never thought Bernie would become successful, and when he started getting more opportunities, he became jealous.
You feel that the beef between Bernie Mac and Steve
Damn.
Harvey was because
Damn.
Steve Harvey was getting a lot more during the time and Bernie Mac not so much?
Yeah, and then Bernie started to get it. So yeah, I think that, you know, Steve at one point was, you know, uber successful, and then Bernie started to, because he didn't ever think he would get the opportunity.
Hey, Steve got paid though. But like, bruh, jealousy when you making that much money, that shit make no sense to me. I don't understand how a nigga could be jealous in general. Like, bro, literally, bruh, it just ain't your time. It ain't your season, you feel me? Like, let niggas eat.
Yeah, but once he did, America loved him, like we all kind of knew they would, and he decided to go a different way.
Eventually, Bernie got sick of Steve hating, realized his worth, and exited the tour, which ended up forcing all 4 guys to split up.
We split up.
You wish you would have stayed, kept it together, could have kept it together a couple of...
We tried everything, but, you know, dudes felt like they was movie stars. I never saw myself as a movie star.
Steve basically claims that Bernie went Hollywood and acted too good for the guys, and Cat didn't like that.
Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11?
That, bruh, like, What you expect that nigga to just stay a bum? Like, bro, if you get opportunities to change your life, bro, I would expect you to go for that. Yo, humans are weird. Like that. Steve Harvey's a weirdo.
Get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
Allegedly, Steve even called the producers for the heist comedy film Ocean's 11 to steal the role of Frank Catton from Bernie Mac. Ocean's 11 featured a star-studded cast, including George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt,
like I heard about
Julia
this movie.
Roberts, and Casey Affleck, among others. The film became a huge critical and commercial success, earning over $450 million at the worldwide
That's a lot
box
of money.
Having a substantial role in a film of this magnitude helped the rising trajectory of Bernie Mac's career. An infamous GQ article from 2003 released when Bernie Mac himself claimed that Steve was jealous of him from the very beginning. Overall, Cat is obviously upset about Steve stealing material, but ironically, he was more upset that Harvey tried to lie and claim that Bernie went Hollywood on the Kings of Comedy, when in reality, Steve was so jealous of his success that Bernie couldn't take it anymore and quit.
And now that he gone, you gonna act like he wanted to be a movie star. You stop it. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. The king is the funniest. Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed. It didn't matter where Bernie went. You think if Bernie went first, he wasn't the king? Get out of here.
But Cat Williams and Steve Harvey's beef did not stop there. A few years
Cat Williams spit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Cat Williams spit. Cat Williams spit, chat. We done watching Jeopardy, bro. I didn't know this nigga was jealous.
years later, in 2008, a show promoter booked Steve Harvey and Cat Williams to co-headline a New Year's Eve stadium show in Detroit. Cat entered his villain arc and challenged Steve to a comedy battle on the Jamie Foxx radio show, to which Steve accepted.
You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. The second that you get off stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy. You got a team of writers. You're going to need about 6 or 7 of them. You can bring the nation. You can bring Rashawn McDonald. You can bring everybody who listens to your radio show. They gonna see the truth.
Damn.
And its name.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. I would be like actually intimidated, bro. Like that's the only time really words kill more than what do they say? Sticks and stones. Words don't break me. That actually would probably break that nigga Steve Harvey, bro. Cause like Cat Williams is a funny nigga.
It's Cat Williams. Consider yourself warned.
What was supposed to be just a comedy show was now some sort of 1v1 battle dubbed the Championship of Comedy, and Steve responded with this.
I'm not saying he's in trouble, but I'm saying this right here, Jamie. A dog don't bark at parked cars.
Basically, Steve's analogy was that he shouldn't respond to Cat Williams because he is too famous and successful.
This nigga is so ugly, bro. Holy f***. I got a screenshot him, bro. He actually looked like Mr. Potato Head.
So on New Year's Eve, Steve got on the stage and never addressed or made fun of Cat. That was a big mistake.
Damn.
Please give it up for Steve Harvey one time. Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian, but he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. You should have talked about me the way I've been and talked about his bitch lady.
Yo, that sound like J. Cole and Kendrick, bro. Like, this about to be some J. Cole and Kendrick for real, bro. Like, J. Cole over here being a little bro, not standing on business, bro, apologizing, bro. And this nigga Kendrick finna flame his shit, bro. I can't wait. Oh my God, bro. It's so over.
He tried to copy off me and bring that ugly ass, sparkly ass tie out. A regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. Nigga think he the shit because he was the shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening. Let's fast forward it to when this disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. Oh. You gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga. Did it start with you, you disrespectful son of a...
Oh, shit.
Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey is the original King of Comedy. You's a goddamn liar. And if you listen to his show, you know that nigga's a liar straight up and down. I gotta start off January 1st trying to find his hairpiece and his career, because I come to put that motherfucker on the ground.
Cat absolutely embarrassed Steve. He claims this was the end of Harvey.
Yeah, that's bad, bro. That's bad, bro. Like, that had to be like an embarrassment ritual for Steve Harvey because he wound up blowing up off of what show did Steve Harvey do again? Oh, Family Feud. Yeah, bro. Like that had to be an embarrassment ritual for bro, because like that's fucking embarrassing.
His career.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people.
Damn.
And lost because Cat Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig.
I knew it. I knew that nigga didn't have hair, damn it.
Man, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore.
Bald mother.
Very accurate here. Steve had multiple successful arena comedy tours after the championship battle, and Steve was already bald by 2008, so Cat didn't really expose him for having fake hair. But is it a coincidence that almost immediately after Cat got on that stage and exposed his biggest hater in the industry, he started his crazy downward spiral? In November of 2008, Williams missed an appearance on Conan O'Brien and was later arrested that evening when officers found 3 handguns in his car while exiting rapper Jim Jones' studio.
Bruh, he got blackballed, bruh. Steve Harvey called the cops on him, bruh. He said, bruh, Cat Williams shooting at me, help!
In New York.
Nigga lying, bruh. Like, he might have really had guns, though. I mean, knowing Cat Williams, bruh, he might have really had a
in Sumter, South Carolina. Shortly after checking in, employees reportedly found Williams stumbling around wearing just a bathrobe and a towel wrapped around his head. When police arrived, Williams asked them for directions to the nearest hospital. There, his family convinced him to seek psychiatric help, to which he was eventually hospitalized.
Damn.
He just said that he doesn't trust anyone anymore, that everyone has turned against him. He wasn't really coherent. Pretty much after this, Cat wasn't seen again until 2011. No stand-up performances, no movies, no TV. The only time he was talked about was when he was arrested. In November of 2010, authorities arrested Cat in Coweta County, Georgia, after he allegedly stole $3,500 worth of coins and jewelry. Things escalated in June of 2011 when he was arrested in connection with an alleged assault on a tractor driver. He supposedly conspired with 3 women who attacked.
Yeah, bro playing GTA for real, bro. He was in his GTA arc, chat.
The man in his tractor.
I mean, he literally was in GTA 4.
In 2012, Williams returned to the comedy world with his 3rd HBO comedy special, Catpocalypse. Unfortunately, with the spotlight back on him, Cat fell back into a dangerous cycle as the bizarre behavior continued. In October of 2012, Cat and comedian Faison Love got into a heated argument outside of a Hollywood club over a $50,000 debt that Cat owed Love. During the argument, Cat proceeded to pull a Love that wasn't loaded. On November 9th, his former assistant, Melissa
Cat a real. Hey, he pulling out guns, sticking people up, bruh. This a real street nigga. That sound like a real nigga to me. Like, bruh, standing on business.
Claimed that he went into a rage and attacked her the month prior. Then police arrested Cat in Oakland, California on charges of suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after he'd allegedly beaten an 18-year-old with a bottle. On November 16th at the Oracle Arena in California, Cat took the stage while having a total public meltdown. For 15 minutes, he seemed to be under the influence, rambling about nothing while taunting members of the audience.
Well, give me 20, nigga, that's how much the album costs, fuck boy. But I bet if you can walk to your car, I can show your bitch a dick she'll enjoy. So I'll get your ass on over there, nigga, before I can catch you. Or you can pull your bank out and I'll match you. But you ain't gonna do shit but get punched in the face.
Then the audience.
Yo, was crashing out, bro. It's like me if I live streamed in real life, bro, and really like the fuck out of one of y'all, like, but like I would never do that because I love y'all too much.
Look at all the broke people. Boo. Your breath smells like Tom Ramen.
Hey, he had to be drunk. I ain't gonna lie, he had to be drunk.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
I am like afraid to leave and I'm afraid to stay.
We know you ain't got no money. We see your outfit, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
Oh, broke ass nigga.
On November 17th, 2012, Williams got involved in a police chase while driving his 3-wheeled motorcycle and failing to. Just a week later, Cat was arrested in Seattle, Washington after he allegedly got into a dispute at a bar in the South Lake Union neighborhood. His arrest came after he missed the first night of a planned 2-night performance at the Paramount Theater. That same month, he slapped a Target employee in Sacramento for no apparent reason, which was made fun of on late-night television shows like Conan O'Brien. On December 28th, Williams was placed in handcuffs once again on child endangerment charges.
Oh, what the
Man, how you doing?
I'm
tonight,
cooler than a
man?
fan, my They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
How terrible is that?
Cat's criminal history does not come close to stopping here, but I'm sure you all get the point. He was spiraling hard for years, seemingly strung out on drugs
He like
or
got
at
a
least
share symbol on his
experiencing
chin.
manic episodes. The media called him crazy, a crackhead,
Oh, that's a
and didn't
tattoo.
believe anything he was saying since they wrote him off as a madman, but he says he was never under the influence.
I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind.
Alright, bro. We know that's a fucking lie, buddy. I don't think he knows what under the influence means. He probably thinks alcohol is not under the influence, but yeah, he was definitely a alcoholic, bro.
I'm always a physical specimen, and when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought. I have far less play in me than you would like.
There seems to be a pattern with comedians in
What do
the
you mean by that?
downward spiral. In 1990, Richard Pryor, who struggled with addictions to women and hard drugs, poured high-proof rum on himself and set himself on fire.
Whoa.
His widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor,
Rum?
claimed it was a drug-induced attempt at ending everything. In 1997, Martin Lawrence was coming off the end of his hit sitcom Martin, as well as starring in the blockbuster film Bad Boys. That year, Lawrence allegedly had a meltdown in Los Angeles where he ran into Ventura Boulevard with a gun and threatened tourists and random people. Sources claimed Martin began taking psychotropic drugs and having violent
Is niggas good, bro? I'm trying to tell you, something in that California water, bro. LA, like, they put drugs in the air, bro. Don't go to LA. They put some in the fucking air that turns niggas cuckoo, bro.
outbursts on the set of his movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Martin would continue his erratic behavior, getting arrested for gun possession and later going to rehab. Robin Williams openly spoke about his lifelong battle with addiction, alcoholism, and depression. Comedian Mark Maron
And
has
they probably all lived in California or LA.
spoken publicly about having severe depression.
No, Florida's not as bad, bro. Don't ever disrespect. LA is terrible, bro. LA is actually probably the worst city in America when it comes to drug abuse.
And Jim Norton as well. John Belushi, Chris Farley, and Greg Giraldo all died of drug overdoses. It's unclear why comedians seem to struggle with mental health more than others in the entertainment industry while being tasked with creating the most lighthearted content. Deborah Serrani, a clinical psychologist who treats performers with depression and other mental health problems, said comedians often wear what we call the mask of depression, which helps them put on a more acceptable face to the world. But behind that mask, there is a terrible struggle going on. There is a stigma about depression, and oftentimes the laughter distracts from feelings of weakness.
That's a fact.
Cat Williams
That's
has
a
an
fact.
extremely rough life.
Most comedians go through, bro. Probably the worst. That's why they bro, if you're like a stand-up comedian, bro, you definitely went through some traumatic ass experiences. And if you haven't, you're not as funny. I mean, I'm sure not all comedians have, like the white ones, but you know, not judging characters by their books, but most black comedians are very funny and they went through some traumatic.
Starting with being homeless and alone at age 13. Combine that with the chaotic lifestyle of a comedian, constantly being on the road, late nights, irregular sleeping, and eating.
Bro, that wasn't supposed to be racist, bro. On God, I'm not trying to be racist, but like, white people don't go through that many traumatic experiences because most of the time their families, you know, are actually, you know, taking care of them. That sounds racist. Never mind, bro. You know what, bro? Like, I was actually like trying to make it sound like like bias, but like there's black people that have families that take care of them. But I'm just shut the up.
Schedules, the pressure to constantly deliver funny and engaging performances, as well as regularly dealing with hecklers and sometimes unresponsive audiences who make the job mentally taxing. And on top of all of that, add the potentially evil Hollywood that Cat says is actively trying to compromise
Cat Williams targets big Viance
morals, but when he refuses, they blackball him and run smear campaigns to call him crazy.
Smash.
That is a recipe that would make any man go mad. So the question is, was Cat trying to escape an evil industry, or was he actually a drug-induced madman?
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's house too, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again?
If it isn't obvious, Kat didn't want to wear the dress. Brandon T. Jackson would go on to portray Martin's son, Trent, in Big Mama's house, where the two go undercover at an all-girls performing arts school. Unfortunately, years later, Jackson asserted that he did the project for money and was unaware of the repercussions it would have on his career.
Did you get like slack when you wore the dress at that moment?
Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress.
He called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. And then he was trying to warn me, don't get in the dress.
Damn, bruh. That's that humiliation ritual, bro. Like, I can't relate, bro. Like, niggas getting in dresses and shit. I can't, bruh. Bruh, shut the up. Like, nigga, okay, I get it, all right? I wore a dress once, bro. And it was a dare, bro. The difference is between that nigga and me, I'm not like him, alright?
Everything went wrong. It's like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
Kat has been discussing this subject for years because this has been a pattern that many
I
have
forgot I wore that dumbass. I just can't, bro. Bruh, Cat Williams, I'm sorry, bro. Be my best friend, bro.
Speculated is a ritual. Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, Chris Tucker, Arsenio Hall, Tracy Morgan, the Wayans brothers have all dressed up as women for TV or movie roles. Just before Kevin Hart exploded into fame, he also wore a dress on Saturday Night Live. And even 10 years ago, Kat discussed this.
It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
He don't want to be my friend no more, bro.
Kevin doesn't
I thought
have to
me and
worry about what people
Tyra
say
Williams,
about him
Cat
wearing a
Williams was
dress
about to kick it, my
because of the
nigga.
long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now, some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Kat also detailed an Illuminati meeting alongside Ludacris.
There was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
It's really hard to back up any of Kat's claims. And even if the stipulation of getting a $200 million deal is that
you cut off your hair and wore a dress. Yeah, and guess what? I don't have $200 million in my...
to shave your head and sideburns, that seems like an extremely small compromise. And there are no indications that Ludacris ever sold his soul.
I need to take my medication.
I mean, he will tell you. He responded to Kat with a rap song.
Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Afro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise, comedians check your temperature.
Perhaps the most overlooked
so butt, bro. Like, I can't, bro. Like, I remember listening to that shit, bro. Just got a tingle down my spine, nigga.
Comment during the interview was Kat's take on Kanye West.
I suspect that we're pretty awful people if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then
they could never do Ye like that, bro. Like, I don't care what Ye ever did. Ye a real nigga. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, they gonna say he got a mental illness, but they gonna try to blackball and make him look like an evil person. In the end, he always comes out as the dope,
watch
bro.
What they do. If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else?
The question of whether someone's actions should be judged differently due to mental illness is complex and multifaceted.
I'm affiliated with the devil. Bro, like, what? No, I would never sell my soul. Bro, I got this tatted on me for a reason. regardless of what anybody says, bro, I love Jesus Christ, bro. I love my Lord and Savior. Like,
and opinions may vary depending on cultural, ethical, and legal perspectives. Mental illness can significantly impact an individual's ability to understand the consequences of their actions, to make rational decisions, or to control their behavior. Cat is not excusing Kanye's behavior, and he definitely says he doesn't agree with what he says, but he's just questioning why people are surprised, as his whole career he gave obvious signs, such as claiming that he was a god, and he was praised and uplifted for his outlandish behavior. Now, Cat has never publicly disclosed any sort of manic or psychiatric problems, but look at how much the world judged he was crazy 10 years ago, versus now he is saying the exact same things he was saying while he was crazy, but today he is more calm, coherent, and of course, entertaining. Now they are quoting his words as prophetic statements of a wise old genius. Funny how things change.
Facts. Nah, that's a fact, bro. They don't be talking bad about Kanye now, but like, in a sense, bro, it's not like bro didn't leave a statement in music. You feel me?
Ain't from New York, but my niggas be chillin'. Only a couple niggas that I know who would kill for me. She said when I fuck, I get her in a feeling. Shorty is slutty when she out the Hennessy. Bitch named Clinton, knock over Hillary Tack.